If you're just now joining us on today's Monday edition of Sandy and Friends, you know the drill. Pull up a chair, pour yourself another cup, and let's get to know Mark Villareal. Mark is the president of Mr. V Consulting Services, promoting and teaching leadership, culture, and strategic planning tools. These boost employee productivity and company profits. Mark is a keynote and motivational speaker, corporate strategy coach and consultant, and his newest book is called Shortcuts Can Get You Lost. Welcome to the show, Mark, and tell us, how can shortcuts get you lost?
Well, I appreciate, thank you for having me here. So one quick correction. That's my first book, Shortcuts Get You Lost.
Sorry.
My newest release is Leadership Lessons from Mom.
There
but actually, Shortcuts Get You Lost is a lesson from Mom, where if you take a shortcut in business and you get lost, you have to go back and start to where you started from. So you really, what you thought would save you time has cost you more time. So that was a lesson from Mom, that when I tried to take a shortcut home once from elementary school, I got lost, got very afraid, had to backtrack, and then it took me longer to get home. And so my mother always told me, shortcuts get you lost. And the dangers of a shortcut is if you think you've had success on one, you will form bad habits and take more shortcuts, and you don't realize the full success that you could have had. So that's how shortcuts get you lost and how it relates in business.
Speaking of Mom, you speak and coach on women in leadership roles and those aspiring to grow into leadership. Why do you believe that's important?
Well, diversity, I think, is real important. I think women make great leaders, and because they have a balance of both logic and emotion that they add to the team. So when businesses, diversity isn't just hiring a diverse group, it's creating a function to where those that are diverse groups can grow. So you have to create career lattices and make it very visible how someone can grow. Women in leadership help balance that team, that help makes more innovative decisions, more solid-based decisions, and it's built on a good foundation that you have better planning.
When you're taking college courses to train for your business career, how important is it to learn the basics of leadership?
Well, I think it's extremely important, whether it's in college or throughout life. So I believe in servant leadership. So you talk about, is a manager a leader? No, not every manager is a leader, but every leader should be a coach. And a servant leader should realize that the more he serves and helps his individuals, the more his success grows. It becomes natural. And that actually creates the best environments and organizations. So whether it's in college that you learn or in life that you learn as well, it's very important to see how effective that is.
Anybody who's ever taken a sales course knows the importance of creating the feeling people want to be on your side. How important is that, whether you're a manager or working for a manager?
To take a sales course? Well, first of all, salespeople are, for them to be that, they have the first thing that you need is what's called courage. And hopefully it creates more courage in them. One of the things, the second thing is it creates the ability of being told no, of rejection, but not letting it affect you, that you won't overcome things. So those traits help affect that makes a person that therefore can become a good leader as well, because they understand that you're going to have peaks and valleys even as a leader, and having the courage to muster through those, but having the humility to learn and correct yourself is very important.
And with your book titled Leadership Lessons from Mom, I'm reminded of sales trainers who tried to recruit people, and they would say, oh, but I could never put up with rejection. And he would always say, do you have kids? You put up with rejection all the time. So how does parenting help make you a better leader in business?
Well, I mean, parenting, when you have to affect your children's core values. My mom always talked about values and principles. She preached it all the time. She would say values are what you live by, principles are what you stand on. And the importance of that is, she said, and she would call me mijo, which is my son in Spanish. She said, everything else you build upon that is the foundation of who you are and what your character is. So that's why.
And very briefly, if you had one more moment with Mom, what would you tell her?
Well, I'd hug her and tell her I love her, but I would just tell her that I appreciate every lesson, and that it was most important to her that she would teach me rewards or consequences, and she stuck to the consequences no matter how painful they were, and I thank her for that.
That is a valuable lesson. That's Mark Villareal, Mr. V Consulting Services.